Alright, welcome back! So, we have a thing that you can post messages to the internet, to Firestore specifically, to this database, and this collection in the database. Makes new documents, each of these is a document. But it would be nice if there was some way to view them on the website. Currently you can only see your own messages, not anyone else's. So, how do we do that? How do we get it so it will work with multiple users? Well, I am going to write a line of code here. db.collection, collection posts dot, I'm going to do on snapshot. So that means whenever this collection changes, if something is added or something is deleted, I want to run a function. And we're going to call that function refresh posts. There we go. Because whenever there is a change in the posts, I just want to refresh all of the posts and update this to be the current list of posts. For now, I'm just going to make this function console.log hi. Just to check that whenever it changes, I get a hi. It will run once when the page loads. It'll initially just give you a snapshot that has everything in it, every single document. And sure enough, that's run once. But hopefully, whenever there is a change, like if I were to add a new post that was text, hey, I am Bob. And this is from a user. The username is set to Bob. I am manually doing this process here. So this process I'm just manually doing here. That can be a time of, I don't know, today at midnight. There we go. Good. Can I save that? No, I can't. Oh, this thing is the date. There we go. So the text will be, hey, I am Bob. The username will be Bob. The date will be some other time. Good. So that's here. Hopefully, in the other tab, this thing was triggered because there was a change, right? And because there was a change, it will run this function called refresh posts. What does refresh posts do? It logs hi. So hopefully, if this worked, I have another hi. Hey, I have 2 highs. That is a win. That is a win. Okay, but I still want to actually list those posts here. This function takes an argument. Just like when you click a key, when you press a key, the key press or on key up comes with an event. This comes with results, which is a list of all of the different results. I might get it to console.log results, just so that I can see that results is a thing. Name, browser, good. And hopefully whenever there is a change, like even if I were to change this text to say, hi, I am Bob, instead of hey, I'm going to just change it slightly. There we go. This thing runs again with the results. You can tell this is some kind of Firestore object. It says Firestore. It's a little bit awkward to see inside it. You can look at the docs and see that there are 5 documents, but it's awkward to actually see the data for each document because it's not stored very nicely. But that's okay. There is a way to do it. We want to loop through these results one at a time. And in JavaScript, one way to loop through them one at a time is to do results, well, the name of a list, .for each. So I can say for each, and I'm going to run a function for each of them. This function is going to take one argument, one parameter called the document, and that's going to run once for each document here. So hopefully this should run 5 times. For now, I'm just going to console.log hi. Hi. Maybe found a doc. There you go. And hopefully, when this runs, it runs once for each document that it found. Oops. What did I do? Wow. What's happening? Yep. Hi. Good. Ran 5 times. Excellent. Excellent. Now, the doc here, I'm going to print the actual document, the doc, as I've called it. I'll go over here. Name, hi. The document is a weird Firestore object, and as I said, it's really awkward to look and see the actual data in there. I can see that it's a Firestore object, I can see that its ID is 1A3, which is this one, but it's hard for me to look inside and see what data it has. To get the data, so to get this object, I guess in Python this would be a dictionary, we can do doc.data. Yeah. It's useful to save that as a variable. I'm going to save this as a variable called, post maybe, because this is information about that particular post, and maybe I'll console.log that post. So that post will represent this data here. The document represents this whole item, including its name and where it is and a whole bunch of other information we don't care about. The thing we care about is the data inside. We want to get at that text. Okay, save this, refresh that, name, doesn't matter. Beautiful. Isn't this cool? So now it's actually listing all of the posts and all of the information in them. And if I were to change a post, delete a post, add a post, maybe I'm going to delete this one, delete document. Sure, get rid of that post. It's gone. It'll run all over again. Yeah, so now there are 4 messages, and it's printed the 4 messages. Good. Well, now I can use logic like this logic. This logic here creates a new element, sets the contents of that element to be, the username and the text, and then adds that element to here, to the newsfeed. These 3 steps of making a div tag, setting its contents, and adding it to this is what I want to do for every single post. So I can pop that in here. There is one issue that username will refer to my username rather than the username of the person that made the message. And text, I haven't actually said what text is in this function. So this should be the posts username and the posts text. When you have an object like this, like let's say that this thing was called post. In fact, I will call that thing post. Yeah. So let's say I've got a thing called post, which is this object. I can do post.text or post.username. And that will get the value for a particular key. This gets the value, Bob, for the key called username. It's very similar, and in fact, identical to this syntax in Python. To get the value for a particular key, you can do this. It works the same in JavaScript. The only difference in JavaScript, they also give you this short way of doing it. Okay. So this here will print the username for that particular post and the text for that particular post. Run. Name, doesn't matter. Cool. I might set my username to be maybe Mr. Ranieri for something different, just to check that if I post, "Hi everyone," and smiley face, you can see that it posts this one as Mr. Ranieri. Okay. One last problem, just before we close out this video, notice that whenever I do a short message, it prints every single message at the bottom. Yeah? And the reason is simple. I've said, for each result, go through all of the results, all 6 of them, and add them to the end of the list. Sorry, the end of this newsfeed. But really, I should probably clear out the newsfeed first. Yeah, imagine that I just got all of this and just deleted all these whenever a new message came through. So that if a new message came through, then it would just appear at the bottom. That's easy to do. I can just say in refresh posts, before the loop, before I go through and add each of these things, just set that newsfeed.innerHTML, set that to be nothing. And that would clear it out. Just like here, we set the, this thing when I press enter, it's set to nothing. This will set everything inside the newsfeed to be nothing. Just to show you that this newsfeed.innerHTML equals blank works by itself, if I go to console and run that, sure enough, it sets the inside of this to be nothing, to be empty. Good. So now you have, browser, hey, a cool chat app. And you can invite your friends to the same chat app and you will all be able to talk together. Isn't that cute?